Yo, you already know what time it is. Welcome back to another episode of Thinker versus Speaker, where I'm Marissa the Thinker, sit down with different guests and we talk about all things, anything, everything, life, love, relationships, spirituality, literally whatever we want to talk about. So, with that being said, we don't always know what we're going to get into, but sometimes we do cover some sensitive topics. If you easily triggered and there are some things that, you know what I'm saying, don't sit right with your spirit when you hear them. You know what I'm saying? This might not necessarily be the best place for you. Do what you got to do. We definitely respect it. But if you're down for the tough conversations, and it's not always tough conversations, really, I like to have fun here. But if you're down for that type of thing, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, put other people onto the show, let them know what you're listening to, what you're enjoying. And without further ado, we gonna hop right into it. I got Ashton back today. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
It's Easter today. Do you celebrate that?
Yeah, and they in the park right now doing Easter egg hunts and shit. I'm putting myself away to go ahead and take care of this.
Man, I straight told you, I was like, bro, enjoy your time. You like, nah, I
Man,
won't
they
do it.
ain't doing nothing. It's kids. I'm grown. What can I do but smoke with the adults and chill, drink and smoke? So it's like they ain't doing nothing. They on the opposite side, so I'm cool.
That's fair enough. I did my fair bit of chilling the other day. I know yesterday, I definitely enjoyed my time with my family. My daddy grilled and stuff like that. So I definitely feel you on that. Glad to hear that you were able to enjoy it, and I hope that y'all enjoyed y'all Easter too. If you celebrate, I know it's other holidays and things. Actually, if you don't celebrate Easter and y'all celebrate something else during this time, let me know what other holidays are celebrated around this time. I know Ramadan just passed. Did it end? I want to learn about that. Help somebody help me out. Educate me a little bit. But yeah, without further ado, we going you know what I'm saying? Get started. Today I just want to kind of to ask you a couple questions. Me and you recorded a episode a couple days ago that I'm holding on to for a minute, because it kind of made me want to just
Okay.
ask more about your story. It made me want to ask more about your story, and I actually want to start there before we put out the other episode that I'm doing. So yeah, I know we talked about a little bit about your background on the first episode of Thinker versus Speaker, but that was a little all over the place. You know what I'm
Like
saying? Like
yeah,
every time I
yeah.
talk to you, I feel like I end up shooting shit on the episodes instead of like really getting into some shit. So it's just like now I want to try a different approach today and like really let you have it and let's learn a little bit more about you. So like tell us first of all, like tell us where you from, like your background, stuff like that.
Well, I'm Ashton. If everybody don't know, I go by MG, StonedVapor Gamer, all of that shit. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, by the way. Like I'm born and raised. Well, I'm born and raised there. I left there when I was 18, straight to college, out of high school. Did what
Right.
I had to do to better myself. Stayed in the hood. Don't yeah. Stayed in the hood and shit.
Yeah.
For real, I ain't really had no childhood because I was sick. I was sick. But like the family that I was in, we had no other choice. We were stuck into church. So with that being said, grandly, that's what got me into my music heavy. I was stuck into church. It was like we had to be active in church. I don't want to be in the choir. I want to be behind the scenes on the instrument. That's where the money was, but I never looked at it as money, if that makes sense.
Right. Right. So you say you spent your childhood being sick. What you mean?
Like I was born with a heart condition, so basically, with that being said, like most of my childhood, I've been in and out the hospital. I ain't really had a childhood to about 13. 13 to then, that's when I really was like out, like going to school and stuff like that. Other than that, I was in and out the hospital. I had my last operation in '99.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And what year were you born?
'91.
Oh, where are you, Sam Andrew, my brother? Um,
Yeah.
that's crazy to think about that. So like you ain't get to go to like school, or it was like one of those things where you went to school and you would just have to get pulled out a lot.
You said what now?
I said, so you said that did you get to go to school? Like it sounds like you ain't have like a normal school experience. Like you had to get pulled out of school, or did you just like not really go to
Like I
school?
got homeschooled all the way to high school. like when high school started, that's when like I really got into school. Other than that, even like my middle school year, I was, even though I wasn't like out, like I was recuperating, so they end up giving me a homeschool.
And like, were you limited on like things that you could do? Because I know, like, when I think about like stuff that I was doing as a kid, like I would be like running up and down the street with like my friends that I went to
Oh
school with and
yeah,
stuff like that.
granted,
So,
it's a lot of stuff that goes on with me. Like I can't do. A normal person has four chambers in their heart. I only got three.
oh shit. So how does that limit you?
So it limited me through everything that I do, but I'm still an asshole. You know, I still smoke. I still do what I do, but that's to better myself. You understand what I'm saying? Like I do it for medical reasons. Like I'm medically cleared to do it. So
Oh,
even though,
where?
even if I wasn't medically cleared to do it, I still would do it. But medically cleared to do it, but it's that shit. But fuck it, that's that.
Hmm.
But after I got into like high school and shit, like I started off like I started percussion. Then the saxophone sounded sexy to me.
Hey, I used to play saxophone. I was a tenor.
I still play the alto. I played the alto.
Oh, word?
So I still play it. I still know how to play that motherfucker. I'm trying to get my
Hell
hands
yeah, you
on
can't
one.
forget. Yeah, bruh, I'm trying to get me a tenor. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I'm
I'm
trying
trying.
to get my hands on one for real, for real.
Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely trying to get my hands on another tenor. I played tenor and clarinet. That's actually why I learned tenor and not alto because it's on the same key. But yeah, that's dope. I didn't know that. Yeah, yeah. Saxophone is yeah, okay, okay. I see why I fuck with you. But that's real. That's
But
real.
I started playing drums like through church and shit. I started playing drums, and then my grandma got sick. She got carpal tunnel in her hand, so like she had to have surgery. So at that point in time, she got me activated into like piano lessons and shit like that. I said fuck that because I ain't like playing like music like that, reading sheet music. So I started off just playing by ear.
Yeah, yeah. Do you prefer playing by ear?
Yeah,
Yeah, I like playing by ear, but I don't mind reading music either. Were you in like
man.
bands and
I
stuff when you went to
mean,
school?
yeah, huh? Yeah, I was in school band, jazz band, all of that. Like I was the number one. I was they go to.
Facts. If I wasn't first chair, don't even come at me, bro.
But I liked it because I was always out of school.
Yeah.
Like I'm always out of school. I'm a band head. That's what everybody be like. Oh,
How you
you a
feel about
fucking
drumline?
band head. Hey, I'm probably rusty now, but back then, shit, can't nobody fuck with me. I was first snare always.
Yo, okay. It was something about Drumline, that movie, bro. Like, because I was such a band geek. Okay, I was such a band geek that movie just felt like a rite of passage. It was just like, bro, I cannot wait till that time in my life comes. I should have went to a HB. I should have just did it and went to a HBCU and been in the band. But when it came time, I didn't do it because I ended up leaving band after like my freshman year. But I had been in the band since like the fourth grade. Like that's one of my like life's fucking regrets is not going to like a HBCU band. But like
It's
Drumline was
crazy.
that fucking
St.
movie
Louis
for me.
got one. St. Louis got Harris Stowe. I was
Yeah,
playing
but
for
they
their
got
drum
Lincoln
line.
too.
Huh? Yeah, but I was playing for Harris Stowe drum line for a minute. I was still in high
Word?
school though. I was
You was
still in
still in
high
high
school.
school playing for them?
Yeah.
How is that
Cause
possible?
they ain't had nobody on their motherfucking band, and I knew somebody who was on the flag line, and they needed some fucking drummers. So she already know my skill, put me on that motherfucker. She knew the drum coordinator.
Oh, that's dope. So how was that experience for you?
Man, shit. I'ma say this, her still a good college, but that's a turn up motherfucker. Turn up.
That's a fact.
That's a turn up. So it was a different experience. But when I went to that made me want to go. I went to Extreme Institute for a minute. Y'all know the school by Nelly. I went
Hmm.
there. I had a scholarship to go there, and then that school got bankrupt. So it was
Right.
like, man, fuck. What else to do? I ended up
Yeah.
going to Full Sail out in California. No,
Yeah.
was it in Full Sail? It was in Florida. Let me take that back. It's in Florida, and I ended up going there. I met a lot of rappers and shit, and that's what got me in my music like heavy.
You actually went to Florida to go?
Yeah, I went Florida to Florida. I went to Full Sail. The college, the music college, Full
Yeah,
Sail.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I went there for a while. I met a couple of people, shit like that, everything like that. I still connect with them to this day. They on some music shit. But
That's
other
what's
than
up.
that,
Mm.
music been me. Like I've been selling. I used to sell just for school though.
Right. So I wanted to get into it. We kind of popping around a little bit. I gotta bring it back. Yeah, I gotta bring it back. I gotta bring it back. We gonna get into all that. We gonna get into all that. So like first, so one like I playing drums at Harris Stowe. When did you start doing that? Like how old were you?
Shit, we going back to age that was hella ago. I was like 16, 17. Cause I was like
Damn.
I was a junior. Wait, yeah, I was a junior playing for their ass. I did play my junior and my senior year.
So
And that's what helped me to get my scholarship though, low key.
really,
Yep.
that's what to what extreme at the time.
Yeah. That's what got me because I was going to so basically I was already at a high school that already had college electives and shit like that. So I went instead of me going to like Central and playing for them and shit like that, like Central Regional Performing Arts, do
Right.
they Black History programs and shit like that. Woo after wham. I went to Harstow Drumline. Like basically, I had that plug. I'm finna take that player to college because at the end of the day, this college, this going on college credits.
Hell yeah.
So
What
take
do
that
you mean?
fucking opportunity.
Yeah, of
Take it.
course, of
And
course.
I
So
took it and I ran with it.
so what was it like playing in a band?
Man, it was alright. Like the first couple months, it was ass. Really know how to play. Like they like niggas say they trying to learn. It's like you say you in college, bro. You should know how to play these instruments. You understand what I'm saying? Like you in college,
Yeah.
what's the point of you trying to get on the drum line if you don't know how to play none of these motherfucking instruments? That's just the point of everybody else that's in band, including the drum line. If you playing the horn or you playing the clarinet or you playing this shit, you've been playing that shit through middle school, through high school to get to where you is right now. How are y'all getting these amateur drummers?
Boy, let me tell you, because like when the what I can say, when I was in band through my when I was in band for the years that I was in band, like a lot of the people that I was in band with, crazy talented. Crazy talented. The issue for us was that we didn't have the right teachers or like support, like when it came to the band. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we didn't, like our bands wasn't fully funded. We was wearing old ass uniforms. Like, you know what I mean? Like I remember in high school, our band director was like fresh out of college, so he didn't know what the fuck he was doing with us. You know what I mean? Like we ain't never get no field time. Like we was the best motherfuckers. Like anytime like we had a parade, like we was the best, you know what I'm saying? Because that's all that they did. All they could do was teach us how to like march and play. So like when it came time for parade time, of course we was cold, but like I said, we was musically talented. We just didn't have good support.
Y'all just had marching band. Like the teacher who we had, that nigga did marching band, concert band,
We
jazz
did it
band,
all.
all
We did
that
it
type of
all.
shit.
We did it
So
all. My middle school teacher, I swear to God, he was the best like music teacher that I had. His name was Mr. Walsh. And he had, let me tell you, he taught my cousin Talisha that's on one of the episodes that's coming out. It would have came out by the time this one comes out. So he taught her, and he was like what inspired me because he was so cold. He was also a saxophone player. So cold. And like his whole band would be behind him. Cause like, you know, the thing with a band and the thing that like going back to the movie Drumline, like if you got a good band director, your band
yeah,
is solid. Your shit is solid. Like
of
if you got a good
course.
band director, like your leader is gonna be everything. If you got good section leaders, you got good drum majors, you got good band director, like your shit gonna be solid no matter what. Like and Mr. Walsh was like the best that I had seen do it. So by the time we got to high school, like everybody had him. My cousin had him, my brother had him, I had him. So that's why we was so like good by the time we got to high school. But then like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like it's crazy when you think about like, you know what I'm saying? Like how the fuck you get that far? Like usually it don't be like, you know what I'm saying? When you love music, you really like you really do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really do it. You pick that shit up. You read music, like, know the nuances and all that kind of shit too. But like, I'm getting too deep into it. My bad. My bad. But like, when you grow up, like reading music like that, and I think that like it forms a love of music. Like when you play music like that, like you learn how to love music in a different type of way. Like when you get to play it and experience it like that through them different levels, like it's almost like you learn like the ins and outs of music. Like I don't really ever think I met anybody that just was there just to be there and couldn't do like what the fuck they is. So you saying that is just like crazy to me.
It was hard. Don't get me wrong. It was hard. It was a lot of hate, all that shit. But
But it's
it
fun
was
as fuck
hard.
though.
True.
It was true. So like how was it? So again, like you said you was homeschooled. You say you were homeschooled for the majority of like your school time. So like what was it like adjusting once you finally went to school? Like were you excited to go to school? Was it like weird, different? Like what was it like?
Man, high school was just full of hoes. At that point in time, it wasn't the simple fact that I was lost in the sauce, but it was just like, at the end of the day, half of the shit that they was doing, I already low key knew. So it was just like, man, let me go up into school, do this work. Let me go ahead and snatch everything in band. Band my favorite shit. Let me go ahead and snatch everything in science. Science my favorite subject. Let me go ahead and try to accumulate some hoes while I'm in it. But that never was my occupation. But I got fans due to band.
Right.
But it was just like, man, you play this, you play that. Why don't you do this? Why don't nah? It's good. Like adapting to it, it was good to like after high school. Like after high school, it was like because my sophomore, not my sophomore, my junior year, I had got sick again and I had to have another minor surgery. So I could have went back to school and did my senior year,
Mm.
but my stupid ass Obama became president at that motherfucking time. My ass said fuck school and went straight off
Bruh.
to college. I went straight off to college. He had that you could go to a community college for 2 years if you 16 and on the fuck out. I went and I took that motherfucker, took an understudy in business. What the fuck?
Hey, that's not a bad idea though. That's pretty clever.
And then at the end of the day, when I tried to go back to get into it, they was like, "Oh, you need to take trigonometry and all of that shit." So instead of going back to school, instead of doing my senior year, I ended up just taking it over in a college course.
Yeah. I mean that makes sense. That makes sense. So you said okay. So then you go from high school, but you plan in college, then you go to college. So you went from going to a junior college, and that's when you went to Extreme Institute.
Yeah, went straight to Extreme Institute.
So that was
After
your
that,
mission all the whole
my
time. Like you
mission was to
knew,
go to Extreme Institute. My mission was to go to the music school, and at that point in time, that was the only school like in the city that was like for music type shit.
right?
And then I started it's this girl I started talking to social media, and at the time she was going to Full Sail and she was going for ghostwriting and music production. So at the point in time, it's like, okay, yeah, ooh, that's my club to get into Full Sail. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But first, let me see how this campus is or whatever. So she was like, hey, yo, it was a concert going on. It was Kevin Gates was there just before he became hot and shit like that. Kodak was there and all of that shit. They were doing concerts, and like if you go to that school, you could bring three other motherfuckers. So she had
Yeah.
me as her plus. So I'm in that motherfucker. We live, we VIP, cause she in the session to where she can mess with the audio and shit. In the booth and shit. We all like, I'm like, damn, bro, I need to go here for real, for real. Then after that, I went to some like day of school. They got studio. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I'm finna leave Extreme Institute, and I'm finna bring my ass out here. But the only
Yeah.
thing I hated about Full Sail class is 24 hours a day, bro.
Oh, word?
24 hours a day. You can have a class at 5 o'clock in the motherfucking morning.
I guess so, cause it's entertainment. It ain't entertainment don't run on normal people time.
Yeah, so that school make you have class at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning type shit. But you get
What?
Red
That
Bull for
sounds
free.
crazy.
You get Red Bull for free. If you go there, you can use any studio for free. All of that shit. But yeah,
Let me find out. Maybe I need to take my ass to Florida.
you will
Hold
find a look. You
on.
will find listen. You will find a lot of artists within that podcast shit, that music shit, that beat shit. Whatever you
Hey,
got going on, that's how I connected with a lot of motherfuckers through Full Sail.
let me find the fuck out. Look, it is what it is. Marissa ain't scared to do shit. I might have to go ahead and make
It's
me
in
a backup
Orlando.
plan.
It's
Yeah.
in Orlando, Florida. It's in Winter Park, and they got a part like instead of their dormitory, they own apartment complex. So you can get you a 1 bedroom.
uh, do I want to be in Orlando?
Do you want to be in Orlando? That's where the bitch is at, though.
We ain't gonna talk about this right here. But
Yeah, we not. But I'm just giving you. I'm just telling you. You thought I'm just finna say something. You thought Texas had some bitches. Take your ass to Orlando.
man, you don't know what I'm saying. I have to get you hip out this shit, but like,
Back to the
bruh,
podcast.
exactly.
Back to
Why
the
you
real
always trying to take me where the
conversation.
sunshine go? All right,
Hey, because you
yeah.
asked a question, I just gave you an answer.
But no, like that's kind of dope. Like, so you had 24/7 classes. Like, what was okay? Now I know going from St.
It was
Louis to,
tiresome. It was
bruh.
tiresome.
I
I
know,
mean, when I went to St. Louis, but listen, when I went to St. But I already had a place to stay when I went to Florida, so it wasn't shit.
right?
I was staying there with her, so I already had my crib, who out the wham or whatever the situation may be. The only thing that I hated though, them motherfuckers like to turn up and make music 24 hours a day. They don't get no fuck if they got class or not. They in class still fucking making music and shit. Come on, bro. Like nigga need to sleep one day. You feel me? Like nigga need to sleep. It's like, but you gotta think about it. You gonna be around motherfuckers who wanna make music all the time when they wanna do this or you wanna do that. You got niggas that's really passionate about
About
what
what
they
they
really
do.
wanna do.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
it's like at the end of the day, fuck school. You understand what I'm saying? We going to school for this shit. So at the end of the day, we could we in the studio today. So fuck the class. Let's make this song.
I
Let's
mean,
do that.
I think that's the part about school where you know what I'm saying, where people be like they don't need school, but like actually like school is like where you build that network. You know what I'm saying? Like even when like a lot of the people that I talk to on the podcast, sometimes like either half of them came from the place that I worked at or the other half came from where I went to school at. And you know what I'm saying? What does that tell you? You know what I mean? Like what does that tell you? You wind up like linking up with people in your interest bracket, people that want to do what you do, people that are passionate about what you're passionate about. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like being surrounded by people that are doing exactly what the fuck it is that you know what I'm saying you want to do, and being able to link up and get creative with those people and like vibe out with them. You know what I'm saying? You don't get like you get that to a certain extent in like high school and stuff like that. But once you get to college, that's on a whole different level. You know what I mean? Because at that point, y'all are talking about what y'all want to do for y'all life, essentially, if you know what you want to do with your life. So, like, even when I think about something like that, where people doing music and stuff like that, like, real talk, like, this podcast is a job, but it's not a job. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a job, but it's not a job. Like the same way, like I can spend, and even my job, like let's be honest, like I draw. So you know what I'm saying? It's work, but it's not
Oh,
work.
hey, well, I need you since you draw. Man, it's
Yeah.
crazy because my old lady draw too, but she don't want to do it, and that shit getting on my nerves. She talking about you finna make me come out of retirement. Fuck all that. I just need somebody to draw my tattoo.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you passionate about what you do, it's dead ass not work. It's not work at all. Like it's work, but it's work. Like you spend
It's your
time doing
career.
it. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think people don't always understand that. And I think that was the difference. Like even when I was going to school, I was going to school for engineering, but engineering just ain't something I'm passionate about. So like now when I find myself surrounded by people that actually like what I'm doing, like you know what I'm saying, even when I'm at work, nigga, we all like to draw. We got the same type of temperament. We be on the same type of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we be chilling. It don't be all that. But like when you be in environments where it's people really not in their purpose or knowing what it is that they here for, that's when you get all like the extra shit. It seems like.
True.
But yeah, no, that definitely sounds like a vibe. So like, what was that adjustment going from like St. Louis to Florida? Because that's a whole new. Like I've been to Florida a couple times. I fucking love going to Florida, especially Orlando, and it's just like that's a whole different vibe though.
Well, what happened was I was in California before I was in Florida, so I had went to go visit my people in Cali. Man, Cali is man, Cali different. Like I tell niggas all the time, gang banging. Man, gang banging so much different. Like I feel like St. Louis and California is the two most. When it comes to, well, I'm gonna say St. Louis stupid when it come to gang banging, but when it come to like them Cambonians, them the motherfuckers in California, it's a different type of situation. But
Mm,
even like me being in Cali and then going to Florida, it's just like from St. Louis to Cali to from St. Louis to Cali to Florida to where I am now, I mean to Louisiana to where I am now, just everywhere that I've been, it's like I've been in the hood, like everywhere that I've been except for where I'm at right now. So
yeah,
it's like putting myself in situations and trying to adapt to shit. That shit's stupid because as I get older, all these gunshots, all this shit, that shit sad. That shit dead. You probably trying to shoot somebody for no reason or whatever the situation may be. Who knows? But niggas losing their life, so it's just like with that, it make me want to be in a place to where I don't want to be around that shit. Even when I do music or I send templates and shit like that,
right.
motherfuckers who want me in the studio, who I know they got the crazy ass rap sheet. I don't the fuck no, you ain't gonna put my motherfucking life in danger. It ain't nothing to that artist or no shit like that. It's my life, and like people don't understand that. Like you don't know me growing up from where I'm from and everything like that. You don't know what a motherfucker got on their head or whatever the fuck the situation may be. Motherfuckers don't get no fuck. They'll take out whoever the fuck you with.
That's true. I don't mean to laugh. It's just true. It's just true. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. It's crazy. I've been watching these videos. I've been watching these videos. They just little shorts and shit. You know how they got shorts on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a dude. I can't remember his name right now, but it's a dude that just be making all types of St. Louis like little memes and stuff like that. Where it's just like, if you from St. Louis, like you'll get it right. Like he put foil, like it was a pronunciation challenge, right? It'd be little shit like that. Anyway, point being, like it be some of his things that he posts where it's just like essentially where it's just like people are mad aggressive and it's just like you don't even respond. You don't even react because you just used to it. Like you step out onto your porch and you hear gunshots and helicopters and people running and kids yelling and shit, and you just continue drinking your coffee because this shit is normal. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, it's essentially memes like that. And it's just like crazy to think of how desensitized we are to shit that is not necessarily normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a coworker, me and one of my coworkers stay in the same apartment, right? And like it would be sometimes like it was right before I moved. It was like I hear like gunshots from time to time, right? My dog will go and hide under the bed, but shit, I'm from St. Louis. What you think I do?
Bruh, I done been outside in Texas when the shootout fucking happened outside the fucking apartment complex. They ran in the motherfucking house. I'm still
What you
standing
do?
out there. I'm
Exactly.
still
So what
looking
you
at
think
the
I
shit.
did?
They
So
say,
what you
my
think
bro,
I
what the
did?
fuck? Like, you stood out there, but motherfucker, like, bro, what the fuck wrong with you? They out here shooting. I said, man, they know what the fuck they shooting at. They ain't shooting at me. That's all the fuck they need to worry about. They know what the fuck they handling.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a St. Louis mentality. When I say I slept in my fucking, when I not slept, when I say I continue to sit on my couch watching Steven Universe, I wasn't thinking about it because this shit is like low key second. I didn't think shit about it. So like, my coworker texted me and she was just like, "Oh my god, did you hear that? Did you hear that?" I'm like, "Hear what?" She was like, "It was gunshots." I was just like, "It was." I didn't know. My dog is in hiding, so I didn't know. And, and she was like, "Yeah, I called the police." I said, "Are you
What the fuck you
okay?"
do that for?
Yeah, I was like, "Are you okay?" Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, damn, like, is that what you supposed to do? Like, I don't like that thought
What, a
process.
shots fired card? That's all you gonna
Why
get.
am I calling the police? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't
They
know.
ain't shoot
I
me shit. They
don't know.
ain't shoot at me shit. Mind your business.
And that's literally where we from. It's from mind your motherfucking business. This
Mind
ain't
your
got nothing to
business.
do with me. And some people might understand, not understand it. Some people might be like, hey, that's fucked up. That's this, that's that. But like literally, where we come
You
from,
you gotta
you
mind your
mind your
fucking
motherfucking
business.
business. Like
Mind.
just period. You know what
Hey,
I'm
you
saying?
see that? Nope. Man, what?
Nope.
See what, bruh? See what?
What?
Nah. Hey, when we in the cut somewhere, yeah, we'll talk about that shit when motherfuckers gone. But if they like that,
Yeah.
nah, I ain't see shit. No, did you see what happened, girl?
Bruh.
Motherfuckers gonna shut the fuck up until they get in the cut or in the house, bro. Did y'all just see that nigga just pull up on such and such? In broad
Bruh.
daylight, ain't even get no fuck.
Bruh.
Niggas will record
Bruh.
that shit though. Now niggas don't get no fuck.
At all. At all. Niggas do not give a fuck. That's what I'm saying. You gotta mind your
And
business
it's
because niggas
sad
do not
though.
care at
And they don't get
all.
no fuck about them ring cameras. They still gonna shoot that shit out on them fucking ring cameras. That's how
Just
niggas be getting
period.
caught though. But that's
They
how
don't
y'all
give a
getting
fuck.
caught. They don't get
They
no
don't give
fuck.
a fuck. They don't
You
give a
running down
fuck.
on niggas and then you running back. Like, what the fuck is you doing? Like, you know it's a camera right there. I
I was
don't
at the
get no fuck. They
I
ain't
was at
masked up or nothing.
nothing. Nothing. I was at a corner store. I was like 12. Me and my brother going to the corner store to go get candy, like some rap snacks or some shit, right? And like, is a dude outside the store like, hey, y'all want weed? Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude, like, it's just like, I'm 12. Like, no, of course not. I'm terrified. I just want to go buy this hot pickle and take my ass back in the house. I don't be like, bro, it be like it always be like, I can't say yes, I can't say no. I'm just not gonna. You can't not say shit, bro. It ain't no right move to make in that motherfucker. You just need to keep to yourself and mind your business, bro.
Cause kids
Period.
don't. Nah, kids nowadays in the generation don't get no fuck.
At all, like at all, like people. When I moved down here, people would always be like, hey, why you watching you? Why you watching your back? You watching your back, your front. Why you know so much? I know where a person is like 2 feet away. Like I can tell people that's up the street, down the street, who looking a type of way. And people would be like, yo, why are you so like on it right now? And I just be like, because like you gotta be aware of everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's to a point where growing up where we grew up, like I'm so aware my surroundings because you just gotta be. You gotta look for shit that ain't even there.
True.
So that's wild. That's wild. That's crazy. But back to the back to the story. So you go to Full Sail. So you go to Full Sail, and that's a whole like, you know what I'm saying? Like you changing states, all other kind of stuff. So I know you said that you had to make a decision in order to move, in order to be able to support yourself going to school. So like what was behind it? Like you want to talk about what it is that you had to do and what went behind making that decision?
So first, I had to. For me, I had to figure out how I'm gonna get my income. Because at first, I had money. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I had money, but I needed to make more money. Like, I needed to be stacked.
Yeah, because I mean, like even in college and stuff, like you get money, but like that money don't really support you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it pays for your classes, even if it pays for your books, you still gotta eat, you still got rent to pay, you still got like, you know what I'm saying, stuff to do. And then when you going to school, like you gotta spend a lot of time studying, but like you also gotta spend time like getting your funds. So you know what I'm saying? It's a challenging situation to be in, definitely. Like, and depending on what your support system is like, I guess it can really seem impossible.
Man, I grew up when I was in school and shit. I grew up struggling. Like, I ain't even finna sit up here and lie. I grew up struggling. like we was on Session 8 and shit. So I start
Yeah.
and but my bad. I'm driving to Walmart, but my bad. I'm paying attention. But when
You
I
see what
started,
I said? I told
they
your ass. I ain't gonna cut this
hey,
out either. I
don't even
told
cut
your
it out.
ass,
My
bro.
fault. My fault. Don't even cut it
I
out.
told this. Look, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all gonna see who the fuck I told this nigga. I said, hey, let's do this on some shit where you yeah. Cause I don't want this shit. And here we are. Your ass going to Walmart. See, bro? That's a St. Louis nigga for your ass. Well, let's keep going.
Yeah, at first they was doing they was hiding Easter eggs and shit. So I thought that I had time. Like I ain't gonna even lie. I thought that I could pull this off, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm still could do it. I'm still
You
here. I'm
good.
still.
You good. It is what it is, nigga. I don't edit, but I state the obvious. But yeah, we addressed the elephant in the room. Y'all know y'all heard that clicker. I told this man. Nah. But let's get right to it. They already know what time it is. I mean, but if y'all don't want to hear distractions like this, you more than free to, donate to the channel so we can like pay for like studio time and stuff like that. So y'all don't have to keep hearing distractions. But it is what it is. If y'all want me to grind it out on my own, I'll do that. But if you want to help the channel, you know what I'm saying. My cash app is in the link tree, which is in the bio to everything. But we gonna get right back to it. You make it to Walmart?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm on parked and everything. They
Right,
know I'm
man.
in the podcast. That's why they being quiet.
Yeah. You good. But
But
yeah, like,
no, basically to answer your question, like I started like I wasn't smoking or nothing like that. I wasn't smoking no weed or no shit like that.
right,
But that was quick money. I knew where to get it and I knew where the plug was at the time to get what I needed. So with that being said, I snatched it and I was making all my money. So when I had enough money to do what I had to do, like I had already had my money put up for the ticket and everything like that. But for me as a person, if I'm going to somebody or I'm trying to do something or I know I'm in somebody else's household, whatever the situation may be, at least I'm gonna come with first month rent
right,
off top.
right.
So I had to make money to make sure that I could be able to do what I needed to do and make sure like, oh, you ain't coming with shit. You feel me? The motherfuckers would be like, oh, you ain't coming with shit. What the fuck you mean? I bought you your whole first month. I bought
So,
you your whole rent. What you talking about?
so like when you make a decision like that, right? Because it sounds like was it like your first choice or like how did you really come about it, like to go ahead and do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you have any like conflict about whether or not to take that route, or was it just like fuck it?
Yeah, alright. So with that situation being said, my nephew was damn how old that nigga is now, 12. He was 2 at the time. Damn, yeah, he was 2 at the time. And like I left and like it's a lot of shit that happened with him that I don't wanna like get into details with
Mm,
right now, but he got himself fucked over after I left. It was like a lot of shit cracked down with him and his mama and all that shit. But I left because my mom, like, I ain't trying to dog nobody, I ain't trying to down nobody, whatever the situation may be. It said what it says and it said. But with that being said, it was just too much going on. Like I was doing everything, and it was just like I had to get away, and it had to be like I'm grown. So it's like at this time I understand all my family is here, but this is my opportunity to go do what I need to do. So let me stack my bread and just hey, I'm finna go. At the end of the day, I left my mom in the car. I left her, the crib was taken care of for the year, all of that shit. So it was just like I did what I needed to do before I left so that they'll be okay, so that I could go and I'll be okay.
yeah, yeah. And it sounds like so when you went into it, like it wasn't your it wasn't your plan to really be in it long. Like it sounded like you was doing it like you was on a mission.
I was on a mission to get to school, like before. All right, so basically, before I achieved what I wanted to achieve before I was 25. I wanted to have my own fucking company. I achieved that shit. So it's basically after that, it was just like, man, it's time for me to find me a gay and shit like that. Because at that point in time, I want to really focus on females. I was just focused on school and trying to get to where I needed to be, to where I'm content,
Right.
to where that when I could get older, my kids could come back to something, or when I die, I got something that motherfuckers could reach out to. You want like have that has always been me. Like but I'm still not. I'm comfortable where I'm at now, but I'm still not at the place that I want to be. Like even though I'm, like I want a house right now. I'm in an apartment. I want a crib.
Facts.
So it's just like, and a lot of motherfuckers not understanding. It's like I'm ready for marriage and all of that shit, but who wants to get married? I mean, who wants to be engaged and stay in an apartment? That's not. That's not. I mean, it happens. You understand what I'm saying? It happens, but I want my house. I want a house.
Yeah.
Like I want to throw housewarming parties. I want to be able to throw parties, get together. Then you in an apartment, you can't do that shit. You can't turn up like the fuck you want to turn up. So it's like before I move on with my life, I got to get myself a crib. That's 100%.
Yeah. It sounds like, yeah, like talking about like long term goals, right? And it like it's dope to see, right? You know what I'm saying? Especially like when you that young, like thinking about like long term goals. And I know it's definitely like where I'm at now. When I was younger, I was thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Of course, like I was thinking in the realm of like 5 years, but like now I be thinking in the realm of like 20, 30, you know what I'm saying? I be thinking in the realm of like 20, 30, 40 years. It almost seems like the things that are on my mind are way different. And you think about things like, you know what I'm saying? Like, actually, I want a house because I don't want to try to raise a family in an apartment. You know what
Fact.
I'm saying? I used to think that, I'll buy my house like once I find somebody to settle down with, and like now I'm at a point where it's like, nah, I want to set that up for me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I want to start laying that groundwork for what I already know is coming. Plus, it's just what I want in general. I start asking myself like, what do you want? Where do you want to be in like 10, 15, 20 years? You know what I'm saying? Like what you want your finances to look like setting yourself up for like things that will be better for not only just you, but like, you know what I'm saying, in generations to come after you. You know what I'm saying? Like creating real, true stability based off the decisions that you make. Because I think like when we younger, we think a lot about what we want now, right? And we think a lot about what things like look like. It's just like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Like I need people to think I'm grown. I need people to, whatever, whatever. But in reality, it's just like after a while, after you start going through things and you start maturing, it's almost like you think of things in terms of like, all right, where am I going? What am I doing? Because you done thought in a moment for so long. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you have been doing shit in a moment for so long. It's like, all right, now let me start cleaning this shit up. Let me start going in a whole different direction. Cause I want more than what it is that I got right now. Like type shit. Like I done had fun, I done sold my wild oats type thing. Like I'm getting to that age. Like I feel like, and once you start understanding what sowing your wild oats means, like bro, I feel like I'm old now.
I mean, I'm out of those wild ages and shit like that. Like
Yeah,
I'm in a
facts.
relationship and everything like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, the eyes to get the wondering. But it's like, damn, bro, she thick, she this, whatever. But it's like, man, I can't date that motherfucker because I'm already in a relationship. It's like that's where I'm a nigga, so I'm finna tell the truth. That's where the temptation come in. It's not necessarily a temptation for me because I don't see it like that because I got a female, she got the same shit that the next person have. But it's sometimes like, damn, that bitch built right, like, ooh, but it's just like you don't pay that
it's
shit no attention.
because it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? It gets to a point where it's deeper than that. Like again, like when you start thinking about like consequences and you done been through some shit, it's just like, all right, yeah, you fine and all, but like that, what
Where
does that
your
mean?
head at?
Exactly, like what does that mean? Because there are plenty of people that are fine, or plenty of people who, whatever, that I don't click with. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just because you cute don't mean that you the person for me. And like just because you cute don't mean that I need like 50 cute girls. You know what I mean? Like I don't need that. Like when you find a person, it's like you can appreciate, like, all right, yeah, you look good, you're attractive, you're nice, you're cool, whatever, you're dope. But like, I got a person.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Yeah, it's like I got a person on. Like, so, and you're not that person. So I can appreciate you, but like, nah, I'm not finna fuck my life up for that. Like, nah, I'm cool.
Like this girl yesterday, she was like my vape. She was like, "Hey, yo, we could talk about vapes. Maybe you could take me to the shop and we could choose a vape." I said, "No, man. What the fuck you mean take you to the
No,
shop?"
man.
She was like, "Well, we could get to know each other more. Talk. What the fuck we got to talk about vapes for? What you want? I could show you where to go get that shit and you can get it your damn self."
Yo, that's real. That's real talk though. That's real talk though. That's real talk though. But you know what I'm saying? We getting off subject. We getting off subject. You know what I mean? Because that's a whole nother rabbit hole for the old thinker versus speaker. But
Yeah, yeah.
we we can rap we can revamp that on some after dark shit. But right, yeah. So you go to school. This is the choice you make. You know what I'm saying? You do what it is that you got to do. So like, when you going into that environment though, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you ever nervous about the consequences that come with it?
Hell no.
Why not?
Because what I mean, as I get older, like me making beats and shit like that, like I send templates and everything like that.
Right.
Be like, hey, can you meet me and shit? But like motherfuckers who I send templates to, or if I feel that you would like this beat or whatever, I mean, I know your history behind who you were before you was a fucking rapper. So you thinking I'm finna put myself in that situation? Hell no.
Wait, what
You
you
come to
mean?
me like, I say for instance, I send templates, right? Basically, templates are basically my beats. So say for instance, I send it to an artist or I send it to the manager or whatever like that, and then they hit me back up. They be like, "Hey, can I meet him at the studio or whatever?" No, no, I'm good. You feel me? I'm not finna put in for some shit. I understand that it's money. I'm gonna get the money regardless, whether I'm there or not. It's just a fucking instrumental. You know what I'm saying? So with that being
Yeah.
said, I don't physically have to be there for you to get it. So with that being said, I can physically come. We could cook some shit up. But I want to know that my life is a-okay. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day, because just because you a rap nigga, you still got street beef.
Huh.
Like people don't think of it like that. Outside of they think of everybody as an artist. These niggas got personal life. Half of these niggas just how can I say it right now? That's in the mainstream. That's not in the mainstream. All these upcoming artists and shit that's trying to get a name on themselves or whatever the situation may be. Talking about they shooting their ops and shit like that. Them niggas ain't doing that shit for capping on that fucking music. About that shit for real. And say for instance, you just so happen to be in the studio session with them niggas, and they opt to get that location or whatever the fuck the situation may be. You go up in that motherfucker and you get got just as well as them.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't put my life in danger when it comes to the music. Like as I got older, yeah, I thought about it because at the end of the day, behind these artists, they are individuals. You don't know what they doing outside of their music life or
Right.
what beef they got on their head. So it's like as a person or me as a producer, do I put my life in danger for this money to go face to face or what?
So does that mean that you never really go face to face, or you just real picky about who you go face to face with?
Man, I go face to face if I have to, like, but best believe I ain't going by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta have some type of backup. Just cause y'all got security don't mean that I ain't got security.
And what
Like,
kind of like?
you say what now?
No, go ahead. Finish what you were saying. I can wait.
But at the end of the day, like that's just how I am. Like, every need to go, I gotta bring with me.
Yeah. So with that being said, like, what kind of music do you make? And you does like the choice of environments that you choose to work in, like kind of affect like the range of music that you can make with people?
No, I make any type of music. I go from gospel to country to Afrocentric to jazz to whatever you need. I could put some jazz to some hip hop. You listen to her intro, you'll know. Like shit, like I do shit that niggas ain't on. You feel me? I try to do. How can I basically say? Like I want to put like how can I say it? Now I want to go a different way with my music. So like my old lady play the ukulele and shit like that. So
Word.
I be making her play chords and shit, and like I record it, and I'm trying to throw those into beats and shit. So I'm trying to use like live music. Like say for instance, if I do a bass line, I'm finna
Yeah.
go buy a bass and do the bass line with that. But I'm also gonna that bass line gonna be that 808 as well, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be a real bass. Like I'm starting to incorporate a lot of live instruments into my music.
Huh. Okay, so now it really sounds like you just like pushing and exploring like yo levels of creativity. So like where do you see yourself going with music? Like what kind of things do you see yourself doing with music in the future?
Honestly, my music, like I mean, like I ain't low key slowed down on it, but like I've been in a brain fart, so it's like I got beats in my head, but it's like too much to rumble together. Or like I make a beat and I make too many motherfucking use too many motherfucking instruments, but it sound right, but it be cluttered as fuck. So it's like I get a brain fart, or it's just like I scratch them, and like I go to
Nah, yeah,
something else. I
yeah.
scratch them and I go to something else. So like basically now, like I've been doing on the podcast shit, like I've been doing this shit, and like now I'm finna do a YouTube video once I get home. Like I'm finna start back doing my YouTubes and shit like that. Like it's other things that outside other things that I could do besides just my music.
Facts. I think that's the part that I'm loving about just exploring creativity, period, is because like it's so many different routes that you can take. I said this, me and my cousin talked about it a little bit on the episode that she did where purpose can change. You know what I'm saying? How you can do one thing and be very passionate about one a specific amount of time or like a long period of time or whatever, but then other people have interests. Like I could easily see it, like think somebody like Ice Cube or like Queen Latifah, right? Or like even like Will Smith or something like that. Like how they can go from rapping to singing to acting to you know what I'm saying, just doing whatever. And it's just like nah, it makes sense because when you get to explore your creativity, you get to find so many different ways of like expressing yourself and channeling all of that out. And like when you surround yourself with people like that, it's just other people like constantly exploring a different lanes of creativity. Because I know even for me, like I don't always stay super inspired about the podcast. Like yeah, y'all get an episode every Friday for the last 2 years, but that don't mean that I was equally excited about all of them. Now I can have an episode and get very inspired after the fact, right? But like sometimes I will need to like pivot and do other things like write or like work on stuff for my other channel, or like I said, I do other things I don't talk about, and then I draw. Like I literally draw for a living. So you know what I'm saying? It's just like all these different creative outlets that you get to explore. And I feel like the good thing about life is that we don't have to stick ourselves to one thing, even if we feel like we have to, right? Because on the outside end, I'll be like, oh, like you're a producer, or oh, you do this, or oh, you do that, or oh, you do that, and like that's what you are. But like in reality, nobody's really confined to a box.
True.
So like, do you see yourself like doing other things in the future? So you said you want to do a podcast. Like, what are you thinking?
The podcast, man, I'm still ready. I've been ready to start that. Like I got motherfuckers lined up, ready,
So
waiting.
do you want to talk about what it's about?
Shit. So my podcast is basically, I think I'm gonna name it.
You don't have to say the name yet if you ain't dropping it.
I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it. But it's gonna be I speak. I mean, you speak. I educate. Basically, I bring a topic and I just listen to what y'all got to say. And then if y'all have any questions for me, I just give you my side of it. Basically,
Hmm.
like I'm gonna do like drug addictions and people who going through real life stuff. Bring them on the channel. I'm bringing you on the channel most definitely. I want you to be most definitely. But but I also want to do like some. But I gotta have multiple people at one time. I basically want to just throw a topic at them and smoke a blunt, and whoever got the blunt in their hand got the mic, and just see what they side. Everybody get to speak, and then if
I
they ask
definitely
me,
want to do some panels up in this one. For real, for real.
and if they want to speak, if they want to ask me, I ain't gonna speak. I'm just if they want me to talk. That's just how it's gonna be.
A word?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want
Okay.
people to bring their story. I want them to be the voice.
Huh. Okay. I see it. I see it. I see it. Okay. So like your role, like you speak, I educate. So it sounds like, are you giving niggas therapy?
Yeah, basically, I want to. I always wanted to do that because, and it's crazy because there's a lot of people who be reaching out to me. Like, I got friends who come to me for depression. I got motherfuckers who come to me about relationship, and like they be asking me about stuff, and I'll be giving them the good advice. But
Have you
sometimes,
ever
like,
heard of life coaching, my boy? My guy?
yeah, I don't
What?
know. I want to be a therapist, but like, I don't know. Like, I want
What?
to like just listen to people problems and
What?
shit.
What's stopping you though? If that's what you
Nothing,
like to do,
nothing. Ain't
I've
nothing.
considered it too. Like I consider going into coaching. It actually is something that probably ain't too far off in my future. Cause like even when it comes to like podcasting and stuff like that, and like even working with people, like I've considered working with people to help them build their channels and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? As I work on my own, I'll be having people come and they want to know how to do it and stuff and like understanding the things that go into play. So you know what I'm saying? It's not like it's something that's really unrealistic. You know what I mean? Especially like what you done been in school, you already know what it's like to do it. And if you enjoy like talking to people, like helping them or whatever, like hey, it might be something to that.
My ultimate goal, honestly, is to get some money. I'm finna work on that shit. I'm finna get some money and get back to my city. And I know that may sound stupid as fuck. Why you finna get back to St. Louis? I'm trying to get these guns out these little niggas' hands and put an instrument or something in their hand.
No facts. Like I'm on
Help
the
them.
same shit.
Open up
Honestly,
a
like
building at least, something.
I'm
Do it
trying
like
to get
once a week.
niggas real shit. I feel like our city, like if it was up to me and I could do whatever, like we need a couple things in that motherfucker. We need one uh electives, like access to electives, because the schools that we came from, electives is not hidden. Like we need like bands, we need like robotics clubs, like we need like you know what I'm saying. There's so
We
much
need the
other
shit
stuff.
Texas got.
Exactly, exactly. Like we definitely need to fill the gaps. Like we need to give people access to creative outlets because, like, I think it's a lot of things that people could be good at, but they just were never exposed to it. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we had exposure to like you know what I'm saying, like astronomy and you know what I'm saying, like law classes and things like that. You know what I mean? Like just little more things to give kids that exposure so they can tap different lanes and see that it's different routes that they can go in their life. And then also giving people access to therapy. You know what I mean? Like
All
giving
schools
people,
need that.
yeah, but all people need therapy, goddamn.
Hell
Like
yeah, everybody
giving
need
people
it.
access to therapy. People act like they can't find therapists, you know, whoop de whoop wop. Like getting them that access that they need. It's a lot that we need. You know what I'm saying? It's a
I
lot that we
also,
need.
but for real, I want to go like to the thrift stores, the Goodwill, or some shit like that, and go donate clothes. Like I don't understand. St. Louis is all uniforms and shit like that, but I
Right.
ain't even trying to be disrespectful and none of that shit. And I ain't even trying to be funny. Like you don't know how a person's circumstances is, what's going on at their crib, whatever.
Right.
But I at least want to do like a clothes pantry or some shit like that to help the unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I think the one thing that I want to do and that I hope I can do with like this podcast and then the things that I wind up doing outside of the podcast, I like the fact that I'm talking to a lot of people that's on the same type of time because I think soon enough we'll be able to like come together and like really put something together that can help people who are just like young versions of us. You know what I mean? Because it's just like we've been through things and like we've experienced things and we know what it's like to be on the other side. But to see where we are and where we're going now and how we're in the mindset of giving back and trying to help fill those gaps for other people, like I'm hoping that we can just, figure something out to just help keep other people from having to experience some of the shit that we had to experience, especially like if they don't have to. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like everybody got this like I don't give a fuck attitude that we talked about earlier, right? This big like I don't care, like it's fuck you, type of attitude. But like imagine if we got people in a space where they actually found something that was worth actually fighting for or striving for. You know what I'm saying? They find something that they passionate about. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like think more experiences like what you explained at Full Sail, right? Where it's just like people who are doing what they love and just like, you know what I'm saying, focused on that versus being focused on other things that, you know what I'm saying, further harm our communities and where we come from.
True, 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 true.
Well,
Another,
yeah. Go ahead.
what was I about to say? Another thing is like we gotta understand to these kids like what's going on in the household, but these kids don't want to talk. It be a lot that be going on in these households, like within the families, to make the
Yeah,
kids the way that they are.
absolutely, absolutely. I think we really tone is everything. That's something that I'm learning just in my process, right? Not the same approach works for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because even I have to know when to change my disposition. Like sometimes you gotta come straight at some people because that's what they need, and sometimes other people just need a little more love, compassion, and understanding. And I think sometimes when we want to get answers from people and we want to get change out of people, we got to try an approach that we ain't never tried before. You know what I'm saying? And it makes you wonder like if the kids ain't talking, are we asking the right questions? If people aren't changing, are we making the right moves? Are we going in circles, doing the same thing over and over and over again and wondering why there's no change? Like the change really has to start with the person that's willing to ask more questions, that's willing to go a little deeper.
True. I don't think a lot of people understand that.
They could, but we gotta lead by example.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Which is why we need things like what I do and things like what you about to do. Because being able to just sit and talk about things like it's just certain things that people don't like to talk about that gotta get talked about at some point, right? Because you can't tiptoe around it forever. You know what I'm saying? If I got a 2-inch gash in my leg, do you think that not saying nothing is gonna heal it? Or do we need to go to the hospital? Like, you know what I'm saying? I think we need to go to a hospital. I remember when my ankle was broken. Trigger warning. It's a little graphic. I remember when my ankle was broken. I tried to I tried to walk that shit off like a sprain. I said, "Oh, this shit hurts. Damn, I must have really sprained it, right?" Like I'm thinking to myself, oh, I must have really sprained this motherfucker until I'm laying in my bed with ice on it, and I can't lay it to the left or the right or the side or the front or the back because this motherfucker ain't hanging right. You know what I'm saying? It's only so long I could call that shit a sprain when you know that shit broke. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know that shit broke. Like, you need an X-ray, my guy. Like, you gotta call it what it is, and do what it is that you gotta do. Shit.
I'm doing a YouTube page, a YouTube. What the fuck I was gonna say? I'm doing a YouTube. With a YouTube video later.
A word.
And yeah, I'm finna ask you before I do it. Clips that I have, the old episodes and shit, the lost files and all of those. I'm gonna throw some of those clips into the episode
Yeah.
just as well as your social media and everything. So if they want to contact you, type shit. I'm letting you know ahead of time. I was gonna ask you through a message, but since we doing this
You
shit
good?
now,
Yeah. You good?
since we doing it now, I might as well just ask since I got you on here. Like, excuse me, I'm finna do a pay. I'm finna do a chat. I'm finna do a video, and I'm
Alright.
and I'm gonna put some of my stuff up there for something that I'm doing new. So they ask what I've been going on. I'm be like, I got a podcast going on. Thank you versus speaker. I'm gonna put some of this shit up in. Y'all go listen to it. Throw some clips in that motherfucker and shit.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do your thing. Do your thing. And again, you know what I'm saying? If y'all want to come on the show, y'all got something that y'all want to talk about, y'all want to tell y'all story, you just want to vent, you know what I'm saying? Hit me up. Let me know. That's what I'm here for. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. Ashton did it, and he done been on here about like 4, 5 times with like 2, 3 episodes y'all ain't even heard yet. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do what it is.
True.
And then on that note, we gonna go ahead and wrap this thing up so you can go ahead and do your thing too. If you're looking for me, you can find me at Marissa Y17 on Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. Instagram. You can find Thinker versus Speaker on oh shit, my bad. You can find Thinker versus Speaker on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And then you can find Marissa the Thinker, which is my other pages on Facebook and YouTube, where I throw up some extra content on YouTube from time to time. So if you're not following Marissa the Thinker, go ahead and do that so we can get it caught up. Because these YouTube pages is growing, baby. I appreciate every single one of y'all that's actually listening. We doing a thing. You want to let them know where to find you on social media? Sounds like they need to follow you on YouTube too. So go ahead, make sure you drop
Y'all
that.
go ahead and follow my YouTube. It's Stone Vapor Gamer. My Instagram is MG0417. I think, yeah. That's my Instagram. My Facebook is Ashton Stone Vapor Gamer. I mean Stone Vapor, but y'all social media, y'all could add me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. By the way, I'm finna go drop another YouTube page. I mean a YouTube video now, and I'm finna drop 2 YouTube videos tonight, and I should have 2 more tomorrow. So yeah, y'all can find me at YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Hey, bet. Let's get it. And on that note, if it's nothing else, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Anything else for the people?
Nah,
All right, then. All right, we gonna slide up out of here. I hope y'all have a good weekend, good week whenever you listening to it. And if you like the episode, definitely make sure you leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things you gotta do. And we gonna slide. All right, talk to you later, Ashton.
I
Smooth made